We all know Danielle is the most reasonable and mature person on the show. Wait, you don't think so? But she complains all the time about how stupid and immature everyone else is. Huh? What's that? You're saying that constantly insulting and criticizing someone for being stupid and immature doesn't actually make you smart and mature, and that engaging in such behavior demonstrates an infuriating lack of self-awareness? How'd you get this number? On the last episode, Danielle and Yohan gave up on their apartment hunt and instead went to meet Danielle's friend from the yoga studio, who just happens to be visiting. The friend starts by asking Yohan questions about whether or not he has kids, which is kind of a weird question to ask already because she probably already knows the answer to it. But when he says no, he doesn't have kids, she then asks how he knows he doesn't have kids. I don't know how you're supposed to answer something like that, but he ends up revealing that a previous partner of his, trying to not get demonetized, had the opportunity to have a kid with him, but didn't end up going through with it. Danielle already knew about this, but she thought the pregnancy ended due to natural reasons and is shocked to hear Yohan reveal to her friend that it actually ended according to plan. Danielle claims that she's not upset over what actually happened, but that she's upset because she thinks that Yohan lied to her about it, which escalates and eventually causes the fight we see later in the episode. Anyway, they stop by a Spanish magic shop so that Danielle can spend $200 on some modern business-savvy investments for Yohan's butcher shop, like magic oil and a crappy picture of some saint he doesn't believe in.
Tú limpia tu piso en tu negocio, con eso es por más prosperidad.
Si la gente ve un cuadro, una vez la prendí en mi negocio, va a pensar en brujería y no.
Un santo no es brujería.
No puedo, mi amor, entiende mi cultura, te estoy explicando por qué.
You know what I love most about my favorite butcher shop? The eucalyptus. Actually, I do smell something. It's a little metallic, kind of iron-y. There is a special kind of irony in Danielle buying this garbage for prosperity while ridiculing Yohan for not being mature and realistic about his business. So they leave the overpriced magic store, but Danielle is still upset about the meeting with her friend from earlier and tries explaining her feelings to him in the car. And by explaining her feelings, I mean she picked another fight.
Tú no es estúpido. No puedo tener confianza en ti cuando tú no hablas verdad.
Back to the stupid thing again, huh? Why is it always stupid this, childish that with her? You're not stupid. What a clever move that is, by the way. You get to call someone stupid to their face, and you don't even have to feel bad about it because I didn't call them stupid. I actually said they weren't stupid. Very clever. So she's fuming after the car tizzy. Yohan leaves to give everyone a minute to cool down. And after a quick commercial break, the real fight begins.
I'm not sure what kind of relationship you want, but this is not the kind of relationship that I want.
Great way to start this conversation. Don't tell him you're hurt. Don't tell him you're scared. Feelings just get in the way. Go straight for the jugular. Condemn the entire relationship, preferably without explaining anything at all. And double points for saying it in a language they don't understand. You want to be as critical as possible while communicating as little as possible. Remember the judging criteria. The goal isn't actually to solve anything. You just want to inflict maximum damage while ensuring you have a fight later in the future. Find need to drop security too.
You can stare at me all day.
Yo no sé qué ella dijo.
Yeah, just wait angrily and scold him for not understanding English. She even maintains her hostile expression towards him the whole time. Really perfect form from Danielle. I hope you guys are taking notes on how to dumpster your own relationships.
You did not say that they terminated the pregnancy. Those are two different things. Neither of them make me upset or angry with you. What makes me angry with you is the fact that you lied about it. You said that she lost a child. That is different than you telling my friend that she terminated a child. Those are different things. And when I ask you about it, you flip out like I've done something wrong.
I'm just the camera guy, man. I don't want to get involved.
¿Dónde está la mentira? Yo no entiendo. O lo sacó, lo perdió, es lo mismo.
He's not taking ownership of the fact that he has been dishonest. It feels like I'm dealing with a child. When he gets to a place where he's defensive, it's like the conversation goes nowhere.
Is Yohan really being defensive, though? I mean, if you go up to your partner and say, like, I feel sad, and they go, well, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. What are you getting mad at me for? It's not my fault. Then, yeah, they're getting defensive. But if you go in guns blazing like, you lied to me, admit it, you lied, lying liar. And they respond with, I don't know what you mean. I don't think I lied. That's not the same thing. All right, back to the hey, wait a minute. Why does every nuisance come to my partner's such a child with her? I'm dealing with a child. The lemonade stand, the he can't do basic math, the repeated you're not stupid. It's just so frustrating to hear. I don't know about y'all, but I got sick of being talked down to when I was like 12. So I can't even imagine what it would feel like to be talked to like that as a grown adult by my partner of all people. What a nightmare.
Tú dices, yo no te dije.
No.
Ah, se lo dije a otra Daniela, no sé a quién.
You didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me that. Oh, I didn't tell you? Must have been some other Danielle then. I don't know. That's a good one. I gotta remember that one. Yeah, I don't think Danielle's gonna find that funny.
Tú dices una mujer.
No, yo le dije todo eso a otra Daniela.
Cuando yo hablo, tú cállate la boca. ¿Tú entiendes?
Wow. Geez. If I was in that situation,
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm glad Yohan can have at least kind of a sense of humor about it at least, because a hostile escalation like that can be scary to be around. You're basically watching someone lose it in front of you, and it makes you wonder, what else are they capable of right now? Are they gonna start screaming, or are they gonna start getting violent? But it seems like Yohan has the emotional boundaries and the sense of safety to kind of see it as like, all right, this is ridiculous. Because that is absolutely ridiculous how she acted. When I'm talking, you shut your mouth. Someone interrupted you and you don't like it. Okay, there are so many ways to communicate that. And which one does she choose? The most top-down, authoritarian, you way of saying that. That's how a parent talks to a child, isn't it? I mean, it shouldn't be, but I've only ever heard two groups of people talk like that. Disrespectful parents to their children and children. Respectful adults do not need to talk like that.
I feel like if my husband sees me crying and he is like a brick wall and doesn't clearly feel any sympathy for me, it makes me really nervous that this is the kind of support I'm gonna receive from my husband long term.
This has to have been taken out of context, right? I mean, it definitely might be, so we'll keep that in mind. But if not, she can't seriously be that hostile, insult his entire character, yell at him, call him stupid, reiterate how not stupid he is, and also play the victim, right? I just can't believe how insensitive he can be, not comforting me when I treat him like crap.
Yo soy un hablador, soy deshonesto, soy mentiroso, soy todo eso. Ahora, ¿qué tú quieres hacer con la relación? Tú no quieres estar con una gente así, ¿no, verdad?
I want you to be a different
¿Qué tú
person.
quieres hacer con la relación ahora?
I just answered you. I want you to be a different person.
You know, sometimes when you're really mad or worried about something and you finally go to your friend to get it off your chest, and once you say it out loud, you kind of realize how silly it is. I wish she realized that here. Because once you get to the I wish you were a different person part of the fight, there's really no healthy way out of it. Like, great, you're stupid, you've always been stupid, you always will be stupid, and I hate that about you. Okay, great. Where do we go from here? What do I have to say to that? Like, where's the room out?
¿Qué tú quieres con
This
una
is
gente
who you
así?
is that what you're saying? That you're
No,
saying
dime.
this is who you are?
Te estoy preguntando, ¿qué quieres hacer con la relación?
You're a toxic human.
¿Eh?
You are a toxic human.
Soy tóxico.
See.
Yohan's toxic? Why? What did he do that makes him so toxic? Did she say toxic? She yells at him, wishes he was someone else, calls him stupid, calls him a liar, and she has the nerve to call him toxic? No, just say you're frustrated. We have words and ways of communicating this without resulting to insults.
If I have a problem with something that you do, I need you to engage in a conversation. It can't be like, okay, I'm a liar, then leave me. Like, that's childish, it's high school.
This is, I don't want to say distortion, but it seems very distorted. I suppose if you took out Danielle's harsh startup, her hostility, repeated accusations, her yelling, her name calling, her insults, I guess what I'm saying, if you just remove her and all context from the scenario, then maybe you could make the case that Yohan wasn't being particularly constructive when he said, fine, if you believe I'm such a bad person, then why are you with me? But I think it's actually quite reasonable to get defensive when you're actually under attack. So for her to claim the moral high ground by essentially saying, I just wanted a healthy adult conversation, and look how immature he's being, demonstrates a total lack of self-awareness. And that, for me, is what makes Danielle so infuriating to watch. It's not just the rudeness, the belittlements, the blatant disrespect, the childish attitude. It's her unearned sense of superiority, her moral high ground she takes, and her complete lack of self-awareness about her own actions. Because you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be the only one in the room yelling and name-calling and believe you're the mature one. But I gotta say, very effective strategy. I mean, the judgment criteria clearly says points will be awarded based on damage, solve nothing. Even if you don't like her style, you gotta respect a solid game plan. But as much as I've ripped on Danielle in this video, I think I owe it to the real Danielle Gates to at least try to see it from her perspective. So what's going on with her? She told the cameras that she's questioning everything he's ever told her and not even sure who he is anymore. That's the kind of response you'd hear from victims of infidelity, not victims of miscommunicated details about decisions someone else made years ago that has nothing to do with me. She also said that one of her exes had a whole family that she didn't even know about, so yeah, that's would do some emotional damage. Maybe for her, it could be hard to hear that someone close to Yohan made that choice about not having a kid when she's so concerned about even having the possibility to have a kid with him. I could see that being triggering for some people, and maybe that could have triggered her in that moment to interpret what might have otherwise been a minor miscommunication as a much more extreme infraction of trust. And if she's emotionally flashing back to previous life experiences, it'd be normal then for the ears to just stop working, she forget who Yohan is, assume the worst, and then fight the bad guy who caused you all the pain, even if that person isn't actually the real person in front of you. I mean, that's trauma for you. But I think what makes it so hard to relate to her and have any sympathy for her is the terrible attitude that she seems to have later on in the one-on-ones, presumably after she's done being triggered. She still holds that arrogance, that superiority, the disrespect. It's hard to forgive or see a better side of her when she doesn't present us with any amount of self-awareness about her behavior. No apologies, not even an admittance of, I was angry. He has so much to work on, he's still so immature, doesn't he realize that I'm his wife? How dare he treat me like that? It's just all his fault, all the time, no ownership. Lastly, I don't really know where to put this, but the childish thing, the stupid thing, the lemonade stand. I don't know, of course, but my reaction is to think she must have been called stupid a lot as a kid, right? Or at least maybe that was modeled to her a lot as a kid. Maybe that's how her parents fought. And with how little self-awareness she's displayed thus far, I'm guessing we're gonna keep seeing more of it. That's it for today's video, and if you like this one, I actually made 2 other videos on Danielle. I'll link those here. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video and want to see other healthy living and relationships content, especially 90 Day Fiance, then you know what to do. Hit subscribe, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, and every comment helps the algorithm. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.